Community Viewpoint with Maria Hurst.
Hello and welcome to Community Viewpoint. I'm your host for this segment, Maria Guerra, and tonight we are going to talk about some really cool stuff that has just happened in Nevada. Well, it didn't just happen, but there was a proclamation by the governor, and there's some really good information on health and wellness and awareness. And as you know, here on Community Viewpoint, we cover all kinds of stuff from community health and wellness, awareness, local events, music, entertainment, environmental issues. So we cover all kinds of things. And tonight we're going to talk about breastfeeding. And the governor has just made a proclamation proclaiming that August 2019 is Nevada Breastfeeding Month. So I'm going to read the proclamation to you, and then we'll talk a little bit more about breastfeeding and a healthy Nevada. So we're going to put that, there we go. All right, so State of Nevada, Executive Department, a proclamation by the governor. Whereas breastfeeding is recommended by the United States Surgeon General and the Division of Public and Behavioral Health. And whereas breastfeeding is recognized by major medical organizations as the preferred method of infant feeding, and as they support breastfeeding throughout the early years of life, and whereas all available knowledge indicates that human milk optimally enhances the growth, development, and well-being of infants by providing the best possible nutrition, and whereas breast milk is easily digested and contains antibodies from the mother that pass to the infant and help protect against illness and allergies, and whereas breastfeeding promotes bonding between mothers and children, creating a strong foundation for nurturing family relationships, and it provides an excellent nutritional start for infants, and whereas breastfeeding promotes healthier mothers and children and benefits society through lower healthcare costs, and whereas Breastfeeding Awareness Month provides an opportunity to raise awareness of the many benefits of breastfeeding, and the state of Nevada supports continued research and education to promote breastfeeding as a high priority to improve the health of infants, children, and women throughout the Silver State. Now therefore, I, Steve Sisolak, I'm reading from his proclamation, Governor of the State of Nevada, do hereby proclaim August 2019 as Breastfeeding Awareness Month in Nevada. And it's signed by the governor, his deputy, or the Secretary of State, and the deputy. It's pretty cool that the governor and governments now, or state and local governments and federal governments are really getting us back to roots. Like, when you think about it, I think I said this already, but when you think about it, there wouldn't be any humans if there was no breastfeeding, because they didn't have formula back in the day. And so it's really, really important that we figure all this out, because it's really a risk. Kids are at risk, higher risk of all kinds of things: diabetes, heart disease, eczema, allergies, all these things. There's about approximately across the board a 50% increased risk of these things if children are not breastfed. So it's really important that as a community we all come together to support moms and babies in breastfeeding. I know sometimes this is a controversial issue, and a lot of people don't know. I talked to somebody even today that thought that didn't know that breastfeeding in public was legal. There's actually an NRS that directly addresses breastfeeding in public. So I'm going to read that to you now. We couldn't get it up on the screen for you, but if you want to look it up, you can Google it. It is NRS 201.232, and I'm just going to read it for you, and I apologize if it's awkward reading it. We just couldn't get it up on the screen tonight, but notwithstanding any other provision of law, a mother may breastfeed her child in any public or private location where the mother is otherwise authorized to be, irrespective of whether the nipple of the mother's breast is uncovered during or incidental to the breastfeeding. So if they're latching the baby or unlatching the baby, if they're exposed for a moment, that is not illegal. That's just part of the breastfeeding. It doesn't usually happen. I'll tell you that most moms, there's all kinds of stuff that are out there to cover them, but if it does happen, it happens. And when you think about it, like, this is the best form of feeding for an infant. And so infants don't always have a schedule about when they're hungry, and it's not always good to have them on a set schedule, because you should feed an infant when they're hungry. They don't know how to ask. They're too little. So you don't always know when they're going to be hungry. And when a mom breastfeeds, you can be sure, even as a public member, even if you don't have anybody in your family breastfeeding, you can be sure that that mom is doing what's best for the baby, and she always has milk available. If she's breastfeeding, there's no worry about contaminated milk or milk that was left out too long, or having to make formula with with maybe there's no bottled water. It's just always safe, because the mother's body, just like any mammal, the mother's body is prepared to feed the baby when the baby's hungry. So that's pretty cool. And a lot of places, I've spoken with people even that don't understand why a mom may have to breastfeed in public. Well, the baby is a person with rights as well, and the baby should be able to eat in a comfortable atmosphere. So like a restaurant, like if the mother is legally, obviously if the person isn't supposed to be somewhere, they're not going to breastfeed there. But in a public place, a park, a school, a public social service agency, a store, if the mother needs to breastfeed, she should be able to breastfeed, because you and I wouldn't want to go in the bathroom to go eat our lunch or eat our dinner. So a mom shouldn't have to do that to feed her baby, because the baby shouldn't have to eat their meal in a bathroom. That's not a comfortable setting. And you know what? A lot of businesses across the state and across the country are providing breastfeeding rooms. Target, for example, I just found out they have breastfeeding areas for their moms. That's pretty cool. A lot of social service agencies, the WIC office here that you can get a hold of if you want more information about that, 775-727-4884 at the Nye County WIC office. They have specific spots, special spots where a mom can breastfeed in private if she wants to. All of these places also provide for public breastfeeding, but a lot of agencies and stores are recognizing that this is just the right thing to do. It's kind of cool, if mom wants to sit down, relax, feed her baby. It takes a lot less time if there's a set spot for them to go breastfeed the baby. It's only 10 or 20 minutes. They get up, they do the rest of their shopping, and they're on their way. So it actually takes less time if you have a spot. So if you own a business, you might want to think about just a little tiny, a chair or something, if a mom is breastfeeding. And if you go to nevadabreastfeeds.org, if you're a business in the state of Nevada, you can sign up to take a breastfeeding friendly pledge for your business, and you'll get free advertising on that website. That's pretty cool. So I have some more infographics to show you. We just have a few minutes left. This time went by so quick. So let's go to the next infographic. So happy National Breastfeeding Month. August is National Breastfeeding Month, and Nevada WIC wishes to acknowledge all the breastfeeding mothers out there, providing the best nutrition they can to their babies. It's not always easy, but you make it happen. Keep it up, Mom. Hashtag National Breastfeeding Month at hashtag MomStrong, hashtag Nevada WIC. For more information on, we're going to the next one. All right, August 1st to August 7th is World Breastfeeding Week. Oh, that's for the world, not just nationally. That's all across the world. August 1st to August 7th is World Breastfeeding Week. I misspoke earlier. Nevada WIC would like to join the global breastfeeding community in acknowledging the benefits of breastfeeding to both mother and baby, while highlighting the importance of creating an optimal environment which supports breastfeeding mothers, their partners, and the communities they reside in. Hashtag WBW 2019, hashtag MomStrong, hashtag Nevada WIC. Nevada WIC provides lactation support and supplies if you're income eligible at no cost. For more information or to locate a WIC clinic near you, visit nevadawic.org or call 1-800-863-8942. And there is a WIC office here in Nye County. There's actually one on Calvada Street or Calvada Avenue, I'm sorry, or Calvada Boulevard. Oh my gosh, I did 3 times. The third time was a charm. Calvada Boulevard, 1981 East Calvada Boulevard, number 100. And their phone number again is 775-727-4884. They also do outreach clinics in Beatty and Amargosa, and there is a satellite clinic in Tonopah. So Nye County is covered for WIC services and breastfeeding support. And if you want just breastfeeding information too, you can always go to nevadabreastfeeds.org or to nevadawic.org. And WIC is a very friendly organization that does really support breastfeeding. And even if you're not on WIC, you can always go to nevadabreastfeeds.org and get information and access some breastfeeding support there. Let's go to that last infographic real quick before we close. And breastfeeding is good for you too. We have 3 minutes. Breastfeeding is good for moms. A lot of people don't know that. Mothers who breastfeed have a reduced risk of developing certain cancers, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and cardiovascular disease, all while providing optimal nutrition for the baby. Nevada WIC is there to support you and your breastfeeding journey and provide lactation support and supplies. And I already read that other information. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I have one more infographic here. I just want to show you a little bit of the research. We have 2 minutes. Okay. Research shows that the breastfed babies have a lower risk of asthma, leukemia, obesity, ear infections, eczema, diarrhea and vomiting, and all sorts of other things. And the mom is at a lower risk if she breastfeeds too. And one little tidbit while we close, moms that breastfeed use 500 to 800 calories a day just breastfeeding. So that's how that whole cycle, like all the baby weight, shrinks mom back down to her pre-pregnancy weight. So that's kind of cool for moms. So if you see a mom breastfeeding in public, just support her or just simply let her breastfeed in private. And thank you so much to the whole community for supporting that. Thank you so much for allowing Community Viewpoint to share this information with you and raise awareness in our communities. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much to Angelique McMahon for my hair. And thank you so much to Conrad and to Deanna and Vern and everybody here at KPVM. And we will see you next week.
Community Viewpoint with Maria Hurst.